Our story begins 100 years ago. In the early 1900s, real estate developer Jared Sidney Torrance wanted to create a mixed industrial residential community south of Los Angeles. And in October 1912, the city of Torrance was founded. Over time, farmland gave way to manufacturing, and in post-World War II America, Torrance saw rapid growth, not just in industry, but also in its population.
And the fact that I lived during that period of time, that you didn't have to search out activities because you had those activities. Living on a farm, you could either work on a farm or you can actually play at the same time. So we were very fortunate. There was a lot of open space in Torrance, and that's what we're trying to create with our park system, where kids have the same environment. They're able to go out to a park and play like we did as kids.
Early business leaders like real estate developer Clifford Reed and retailer Sam Levy saw the value in investing in Torrance. Past politicians like Ken Miller, Katie Geisert, and Dee Hardison saw the value in creating a balanced community. And through all the growth and changes, the city of Torrance has remained a great place to grow up, do business, and grow old. Today, Torrance's story is one of resilience. With a national economy struggling to rebound, and with a state economy placing more of its burden on cities, Torrance has still remained solvent and steady. A chapter may have closed on some businesses, but a new chapter is being written with the businesses taking their place. In-N-Out Burger, Chick-fil-A, and Fresh and Easy are just some of the major brands that believe what well-rooted businesses already know: an investment in Torrance is a sound one. And the city isn't just helping traditional businesses thrive. Torrance remains committed to businesses of the future and the technology that will create them. The city is fast becoming the center for sustainable practices in the South Bay. From promoting alternative vehicle technology with our green transit bus fleet to serving as a test city for electric vehicles, Torrance is writing and telling the story of how to go green.
For us, it's important that we encourage companies in the city of Torrance to continue the green technology, because obviously what it does, it creates jobs for the future.
Torrance's commitment to the environment is also part of the lives of some of our youngest residents. Hull Middle School, one of the most technologically advanced public schools in the country, will leave no carbon footprint. As a completely green facility, it's a rock-solid example of how innovation will inspire the city's future leaders. Those future leaders are learning in a district where every school has been recognized as a distinguished school, where the high school graduation rate is 98%, and where the Academic Performance Index score is well above the state's average. But the current story wouldn't be complete without featuring some of the most important characters, Torrance's first responders. The city's crime rate remains one of the lowest in LA County, thanks to the police department's focus-based policing methods. Social media and community outreach programs like Neighborhood Watch and Business Watch also play important roles. And not only has Torrance Fire retained its Class 1 status, the department continues to serve as a model for other fire departments across the state by regularly offering their expertise in EMS, technical rescue, fire training, and hazmat operations. So where will the story take us? As the pages turn, the future will bring jobs and increased revenue to the economy. Recently announced plans for a new and improved Llama fashion center will create employment opportunities and a top-notch retail landscape. Discover Torrance will promote Torrance as a great destination while driving hotel bookings to boost occupancy taxes. And just a glance at the commercial transformation on Pacific Coast Highway or the changes at Providence Little Company of Mary Hospital and Torrance Memorial Medical Center makes this story even more exciting. The future will also bring quality of life improvements like the Llama Boulevard extension. The nearly completed project will ease traffic and make driving through West Torrance more convenient. And the new transit center, with its potential for retail and community space, is sure to be a hub for commuters and residents.
I really am a person that believes in strategic plan. We have to plan our future. We just can't think to do it willy-nilly. We have to plan for the things we want to succeed with, and that takes some foresight.
And in this centennial year, the city is planning to honor our past like never before. The Lights, Camera, Action event proved that our residents are passionate about Torrance as thousands gather to share their light with the community.
This goes to show you how the people of Torrance are such a part of our community that people just showed up, were so incredibly cooperative that evening, and it turned out to be an incredible event. I mean, we look back, and I'm going to tell you, if I look back at all the time I've been on the council, it's probably one of the most exciting events that I was part of.
Come September, the Centennial Plaza and the time capsule dedication will help preserve this special moment in time. The culmination of the centennial will come later in the fall with Torrance's birthday bash.
Torrance is very proud of the history, and looking back, the founding fathers and people who followed did a great job of making Torrance a place that people want to live. And we're hoping, as stewards of that, to continue that same feel that Torrance is the place to live and work.
And so many of these accomplishments wouldn't be possible without our volunteers. We'll continue to distinguish them with honors like the Torrance Citizen of the Year Award and the Jared Sidney Torrance Award, recognitions that pay tribute to service, dedication, and good citizenship.
I hope that, over the messages of the last couple of years as a state of the city, I think that I've tried to give the message that you have to be a volunteer, and you have to be engaged, you have to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Whatever the future holds, the story of Torrance is just beginning.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Going to have some more audience participation in that. Good afternoon, everybody. There you go. On behalf of my colleagues in the Torrance City Council, I want to thank you for joining me to reflect and revisit the history and the continued growth of our great civic and business community. It's truly my honor to be standing up here in front of all of you and be the mayor of the city. But before I go any further, I have some thank yous to say. So, first of all, we have to thank the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce for putting this on. So, Donna, let's give them a round of applause. And I'm truly honored that all the past chairmen of the Torrance Area Commerce are here, so let's give them a round of applause for just being here today. Thank you. And the city of Torrance wouldn't be the place it is today without my colleagues on the Torrance City Council. So the round of applause is for a thank you for them for doing such a great job. Now, a city like Torrance, I can stand up here and our council can stand up here and claim that we do all the hard work and we get all the great things done. But truly, we have a city manager, Leroy Jackson, that is a stalwart. 47 years, guys. Let's give him a round of applause for that. As I prepare for the speech, there's a lot of people in the room that really help put together the speech. Matter of fact, there's almost a person at every one of these tables that has some part of my speech, believe it or not, as giving me resources and information that I need to make it work. But after I get all that together, there's other people that help me formulate my speech. And so I want to thank them, and I have assistance with my city council. First of all, I'd like to thank the assistant city manager, Mary Giordano, for all of her help in my speech. And so let's give Mary a big round of applause. Mary's sitting over there. In addition to Mary, well, let me tell you, when you get an email or you're talking to somebody about preparing your speech and it's after 12 midnight, you know that those people are really helping you. In addition to that, Jamie Lee from the City of Torrance Cable is one of the people that are really helping. But I can't do it without the final touches to put together a speech without my wife, Cindy Scotto. And see, we're such a team as a city council, they take instructions so well, which I really, thank you guys. Well, you know, I'd like to recognize a couple of groups here that are in the audience that have come out year after year. And first of all, my own Llama Torrance Airport Rotary. Let's give them a round of applause. Where are they? Back there in the back. We also have the Llama Rotary here today. We also have the Torrance Rotary. We have some Kiwanians in the audience too, somewhere. They're in the back there. And also joining us today is our own Torrance Police Officers Association, Torrance TPOA. Where are they? As I prepared to address the state of the city, numerous projects and developments we've accomplished over the past year remind me how far we've come. Currently, there's a lot of great things happening in Torrance. And with 2012 being our centennial year, it's rewarding to me to see how far the city has successfully married the industrial past to our entrepreneurial future. Our centennial year began with an unbelievable 2,500 participants in Lights, Camera, Action celebration with the lights donated by Pelican Products. You know, and to be a part of that event was a huge thing, and I wish that all of you in this room were able to be a part of that, because you would have seen how really a community comes together to do something. We overcame the chilly weather that evening, and together I felt a strong sense of community. As we continue to celebrate our city's 100 years, I look forward to spending another memorable day with all of you September the 16th to celebrate our centennial with the community parade, followed by the unveiling of the Centennial Plaza and the dedication of the time capsule. Now, a little commercial plug. You still have an opportunity to buy a brick. They're going to be there hopefully over 100 years in that spot, and so if you would like to celebrate anybody in your family or put your family name there or anything like that, I'd encourage you to do that. And our past Mayor D. Hardison is going to be outside taking your order. The culmination of a year-long celebration will be with a birthday bash, October the 28th this year. Reflecting on both the rich history of Torrance and who we are now has been like reading the pages of a novel. As a resident, a business owner, and the mayor of the city, I witnessed firsthand the social and economic changes in our city. We have met diverse characters, prevailed over obstacles, and thrived in our growth. But I believe, even with all that, we have yet to reach the climax of our story. We continue to add to pages and chapters as we progress and enhance the quality of life in Torrance. I would love to be here 100 years from now to see the changes that are here to come. Since I have assumed the mayoral seat, I have stressed that the way to exhibit honesty is by having a transparent government. The past couple of years, I've addressed the uncertainty in our economy, and I'm sure all of you know that in this room. The good news, the gross national product of the United States has grown at an annual rate of 3%. The better news, unemployment rates have dropped since last year. The most recent comparable numbers from April 2012 show that Torrance unemployment rate is 5.5%. As compared to the county of 11.6, the state of California 10.9, and our nation at 8.1. The economy is recovering.
As we continue the journey to recovery, revenue streams to the city will continue to improve. Torrance has experienced this growth firsthand. As we've seen in the annual growth rate of 4% in the city of Torrance in our retail sales and 9% growth during the holiday season as compared to the previous year. Those are huge numbers, and everybody else would, any other city would love to have those. This year, an average of 109 newly licensed businesses have been opening in the city of Torrance every month. We are optimistic on the outlook for the city. After cautious rebalancing of the budget, we will be entering 2013 with, for the first time in 4 years, a no cutback balanced budget. However, we all know the issues with the state budget and its shortfall of over $10 billion. We anticipate even more responsibility and pressure to be passed down to us at the local level with slim or no funding. In particular, our annual vehicle license fee revenue of $530,000 has been taken away by the state, which, by the way, there's a lawsuit over this action, and AB 109, the Criminal Justice Realignment Bill, has shifted the responsibility of housing low-risk inmates from the state to the county and ultimately to the cities. You're going to hear more about that later in my speech. Additionally, as of February 2012, the redevelopment agencies in the state of California were disbanded by the order of the governor. We're still reeling from this action and determining the impact it's going to have on our redevelopment bonds. We've had to make some modifications and adjustments to accommodate the still uncomfortable financial state we're in. The focus is to maintain the current service levels by sustaining and challenging ourselves to be smart in the service that we deliver today. For example, in 2011, we began restructuring the city's Human Resource Department to a division, and earlier this year we completed that transition. This restructuring sounds simple or small, but is saving the city $115,000 a year. The fire department pursued grant opportunities and received the equivalent of almost $500,000 in replacement radios. General Services Department has vigorously sought grants that provide opportunities for energy retrofits capital projects to produce an annual savings of $400,000. Even with fewer employees and tighter budgets, our city staff is working diligently and resourcefully and effectively in what they have today. We constantly are challenging them as a council. While we've seen the improvement in the economy, Torrance has still felt the impacts with companies downsizing or closing. Such challenges help illustrate Torrance's strong foundations, diversity and resilience. Where one chapter ends, another one begins. And while some companies unfortunately had to close their doors, others saw opportunities to move in or expand or bring something new to the table. Pacific Audi is building a new state-of-the-art dealership. In its departure from its current location, another new dealership will be moving in. In the former Kmart site on Hawthorne Boulevard that closed, Osh, Home Goods, and a grocery store will move in. Scott Robinson Honda is in the midst of a significant expansion. The former Ball site, which closed last year, has been purchased with plans for almost 500,000 square feet of industrial, warehouse, and manufacturing. From an environmental perspective, it's rewarding to know that the new owner plans to keep the building, which was constructed not too long ago by Ball, and will seek a platinum LEED status for the project, which is really incredible. Downtown Torrance continues to reinvent itself with injected vitality for new businesses in conjunction with the thriving ones that are there today. Even in challenging economic conditions, businesses continue to thrive. Businesses want to call Torrance their home, and we embrace them. Partner Engineering and Science has joined the community. If you recently have driven down Torrance Boulevard to downtown Torrance, you have seen the amazing transformation of the former Pac Bell building with its distinct style and signage. We're pleased that this business, which had a nationwide choices of locations, chose Torrance for its relocation of its corporate headquarters, and we want to welcome them. We also welcome businesses like Fresh and Easy Neighborhood Market, 2 Chick-fil-A's, Hollywood Suit Outlet, and In-N-Out Burger, and many more businesses, too many to name here today. Walmart will soon find a home in Torrance come September the 12th. In about 2 weeks, Walmart will be opening a hiring center here in Torrance, and with 80,000 square foot store they plan to open in the fall, they'll be hiring about 165 to 180 new permanent jobs for our residents. Not only that, the store is expected to boost the revenues for the city. A new Walmart may be expected to generate several $100,000 in new tax revenue to the city every year. These revenues help pay the essential services that define the character of our city. As I touched already, auto dealerships remain a vital contributor to our city. In addition to the dealerships such as Mercedes of South Bay, Pacific Porsche, South Bay Lexus, Power Volvo of South Bay, Power Ford, and Infiniti South Bay, the brand new DCH Toyota completed remodeling of all the dealerships on Pacific Coast Highway. Got to drive down and check that out. It looks beautiful. In other parts of the city, dealerships renovations are continuing to happen, such as Martin Chevrolet, Penske Cadillac, South Bay BMW. I'd like to give a special thanks to all the dealerships for keeping our city beautiful and with the upgrades and the renovations they've done. Yeah. We continue to introduce new characters in our story and look forward to their latest chapters. New relationships have been established, and a transportation service company is looking to relocate here in the city of Torrance and bring approximately 140 new employees to Torrance this time next year. In fact, hard to believe, but companies around the world have been contacting the city, eager to find us property to expand their international business here in Torrance. I continue meeting with Simon's property and the folks at the Llama Mall just yesterday. They continue advancing plans for a dynamic interior renovation, and we expect to begin at the first quarter of 2013, actually probably in January 2013. In the meantime, they're developing several high-fashion retail alternatives on the northern portion of the mall with the goal of at least one new fashion department store. The public will be, of course, presented with scenarios in advance, likely the next month or two, depending on the feedback they receive from the retailers that they're talking to as we speak. If all goes well, work on this phase will begin, this is the second phase, 2014, and the full renovation expansion on the north side of the mall could be completed as soon as the spring of 2015. Simon asked that we allow them the time to have productive retail feedback prior to moving full force into community process, and we understand those needs. As you can see, a large part of Torrance's story is its businesses and its jobs. We recognize the importance of businesses which help us provide the services and programs and activities to our residents. ExxonMobil partners with the city and the school district every summer for their youth employment program. This program is important as it gives youth an opportunity to prepare for their first job. This past April, we celebrated the Torrance business community at the 5th Annual Torrance Advantage Awards. Businesses large and small were recognized for innovation, economic development, and strategies in the year 2011. In addition, our Office of Economic Development has been working diligently with the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center, the SBEC, to get the new business incubator up and running. This SBEC is a nonprofit innovation center where entrepreneurs can meet, exchange ideas, and access mentors and business resources in a very supportive environment. It essentially sets the stage for growing local businesses, creating new jobs, and fostering economic development in the South Bay. We want innovation to start in our community. A location has been chosen downtown, and we're looking forward to the ribbon cutting ceremony in the very near future. We proactively seek ways to assist our business. The Torrance Fire Department has continued to provide a high-quality service to our city and our businesses, despite the challenging economic times and obstacles. After Assembly Bill 2286 went into effect, which requires businesses and local government agencies to file the required hazardous material information electronically, the Torrance Fire Department immediately began the implementation of this directive. The department created a computer workstation in-house, whereas all businesses were invited to come in and submit their forms with fire personnel direct assistance. We have enrolled 85% of all the hazmat businesses to date. It is estimated that the cost savings achieved by the Torrance Fire Department by going paperless over the next 5-year period will be at least $200,000. Once again, the City of Torrance experienced an overall reduction in crime in 2011. These reductions, both violent crime and property crimes, under the police department's focus-based policing philosophy, attention continues to be a problem-solving and the community partnership crime prevention strategies. In 2011, the department made great strides in use of social media to communicate and educate our community, keeping our citizens engaged and informed. The department is in the process of developing and constructing a state-of-the-art forensic lab. All see CSI on TV, I'm sure, as an effective tool to fight and solve crimes. As noted earlier, April 5th, 2011, California's Governor Jerry Brown signed Assembly Bill AB 109, the Criminal Justice Realignment Plan, which became effective October 1st, 2011. California's Realignment Plan is the most significant change to corrections and sentencing that we've ever experienced. Under realignment, the state will continue to incarcerate offenders who commit serious violent and sexual crimes. But now each county has been delegated the responsibility of housing, rehabilitating, and supervising the low-level offenders. Over 500 California felony criminal statutes have been reclassified to allow offenders to fit the criteria of a low-level offender under this realignment plan. Not happy about that. Really, it's really big to the City of Torrance, by the way. This is a looming, significant issue for the city, as a vast majority of these low-level offenders are responsible for committing property crimes and drug offenses. In most cases, the offenders will only serve a very small portion of their jail sentence and then be released back into the community, as the LA County jail system is already overcrowded. All the budget funds that the state for this area has been given to the County of Los Angeles. This has left nothing for the city's responsibility for the community corrections program and the supervision of those low-level offenders. Another unfunded mandate by our state. The Torrance Police Department has taken a very proactive approach to ensure the community safety at this local level. The Parole Compliance and Assistance Program has been developed and implemented by the Police Department, which will closely monitor the inmates who are released into custody within the realignment bill and then residing in the City of Torrance and the surrounding area. Now this is where Torrance is a little different. Police officers will ensure individuals that have been released back to our community are contacted in a timely manner, both to ensure that their compliance with the conditions of the release and to offer social support services as needed. Information and intelligence obtained during these contacts will be analyzed and shared with detectives investigating crimes in Torrance and the surrounding law enforcement agencies in our region. As I stated earlier, this is significantly important to our businesses and residential community. So with the help of my colleagues on the Torrance City Council, I'm very proud that we will be hiring 2 more police officers to support the impacts of AB 109 and maintain our commitment to a safe community. Great health care is a cornerstone of our community. Our city is so fortunate to have two class regional medical centers, Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center and Torrance Memorial Medical Center, providing excellent medical, emergency, and ambulatory care. Providence Little Company has recently been recognized as being one of the top 100 hospitals in the United States by Thomas Reuters for 2012. The hospital will begin construction on the Breeze Medical Office building on Torrance Boulevard this summer to house diagnostics and physicians' offices, and anticipates creating over 200 new jobs in our community. Providence Little Company anticipates the completion of its Trinity Hospice and Home Care Center, including a Physicians and Nursing Institute, by the end of 2012 on the Breeze site. I'm also excited to announce that Providence Healthcare Services Group hospitals and care facilities will relocate their corporate offices to Torrance. The new offices will be completed in the fall of 2012 and will also create new jobs for Torrance. Let's give them another round of applause. Torrance Medical Center has long roots in our community, having been founded in 1925 by our city's founder, Jared Cindy, and his wife, Helena Childs Torrance. Since its inception, it has moved from its original home, downtown Torrance, to its ever-expanding campus on Lomita Boulevard. Torrance Medical is constructing the hospital of the future, a nearly 400,000 square foot, 7-story main tower. The $450 million construction project will be completed in late 2014 and will open in spring of 2015. The project is creating jobs now and will create jobs in the future. At its peak of construction, 500 construction workers will be on site, and the new health-related jobs will be created when the tower is open. I'm very pleased to announce that Torrance Memorial joined the ranks of the top 6% of hospitals in the nation by earning the coveted Magnet Award in recognition of providing nursing excellence. The council would truly like to thank both these hospitals for doing such a fine job. And you know, people in Torrance and the community and the businesses don't realize how fortunate we are to have not only one, but two fine facilities like that. Last year I mentioned a 20-year capital project in the making, the Llama Boulevard extension. Long awaited, this extension between Crenshaw and Maple will relieve congestion and provide better traffic circulation. We chronicled the progress of this on our own Facebook page, technology. From surveying the land to the installation of the approach slabs to the bridge, you can click through the pictures to look back of the construction, and during the initial stages, keep up to date on what's moving forward. The Llama Boulevard extension is expected to be completed in July of this year, and the city is planning a grand opening ceremony to celebrate the spectacular event of a new road and a new bridge in the city. Other special events we hope to see occur is the possibility of use of the vacant property at 555 Maple Avenue. City staff has been in discussions with the Judicial Council about the court-owned property. This is a 6-acre site that we want to utilize as a multi-use sports field. No plans have been finalized as of yet, but the city is optimistic about creating a satisfactory agreement with the court system. Speaking of sports fields, Discover Torrance, a tourist business improvement district called the TBID, had some successes this year. In particular, the National Invitation Fastpitch softball tournament that was held in Wilson Park in March of this year. This 3-day event brought 16 teams of high school girls and their families, which sold out local hotels, and they did have people go to the hospital, though, believe it or not. Which sold out local hotels and increased businesses at our stores and restaurants. The group was so pleased to be here this year that they plan to bring 24 teams next year. But talking about spectacular, in addition to the softball, Torrance was awarded the youth section of the American Youth Soccer Organization, AYSO's 2014 National Games. Yeah. Having experience with this in the past, as most of you must know, this has an incredible economic benefit to multi-day events such as ASO's National Games. The National Games are going to bring up to 400 teams to the city of Torrance for a 7-day period. Now we're talking the revenues to the city will exceed, with the amount of monies that they will spend, will definitely exceed $10 million in that 1 week. With the help of my colleagues in the City Council and the city staff, we've worked really hard to get them to come to the city of Torrance. But now that they've chosen Torrance for the Youth National Games in their 50th year anniversary, which will be obviously in 2014, we're very pleased that they've come back to Torrance where AYSO started. Flipping through the pages of the most recent chapter, we've encountered many diverse characters and also introduced new ones. We're very lucky to have the citizens in our community take pride in honoring them. This year, we announced our newest Jared Sidney Torrance Award honoree, Janet Payne. Where's Janet? Janet's over there somewhere. Good work, Janet. For her countless hours of work that she's done as a volunteer and the many positive things she's done to impact the city of Torrance, the award was truly deserved. And the most amazing part of that award was that we were able to surprise her. She came to a council meeting not knowing why she was there, so that's pretty incredible if you know Janet. To continue the tradition of strong volunteers in our community, this year we established the Citizen of the Year Award and recognized 5 amazing citizens in our community. 3 of the 5, and they can stand when I name their name, Dee Hardison, Kristen Matsuda, and Keith Montoya. They were recognized for their work in developing a sustainable ethics program that captured the values of our community to guide candidates in the election cycle. Huge undertaking, guys, huge. Many, many hundreds of hours they did. 2 of the 5, June Lee and Melissa Wright, were recognized for their selfless service and betterment to the community in the dedication of the Seaside Heroes Park. This is a great tradition to start in our centennial year. Torrance is full of citizens shaping the community and nurturing and preserving it well. In the preparation for our city's 100th birthday, the Old Torrance Neighborhood Association, with the leadership from Debbie Hayes and the support of Todd Hayes and Charles Payne, gathered the community in a series of city beautification events. Homeowner associations, the nonprofit organizations, clubs, businesses, individuals, and so many others came out to help clean our city with their guidance. So thank you again. Last week, we continued our tradition of recognizing heroes with the 53rd Annual Armed Forces Day Parade and Celebration. For 53 consecutive years, it has been our way of thanking soldiers, airmen, Marines, sailors, and Coast Guardmen for their generosity and their selflessness that enables us to live freely in our nation as they protect the democratic ideas on which this country was founded. Torrance was honored to have Secretary of the Air Force Michael B. Donnelly serve as the Grand Marshal. Secretary Donnelly is a homegrown hero, having lived in Torrance and graduated from South High. Speaking of homegrown heroes, the City of Torrance launched the Hometown Heroes Military Banner Recognition Program this year. The program provides an opportunity to recognize our community's men and women in uniform who are currently serving in the armed forces, veterans who have served in the past, or veterans of the past who are now deceased, with a banner hung over selected city streets in their honor. It is our pleasure to embark on this new tradition so we can continue to thank and remember our hometown heroes year-round. Torrance is extremely proud to have 3 significant car manufacturers call the City of Torrance their home. With General Motors' Advanced Technology Center, where development and testing of the Chevy Volt is conducted, Honda and Toyota headquartered here, we find ourselves in the midst of emerging green technologies. It excites me to see the business community embracing and participating in the sustained energies of green technology. Earlier this year, we received our own set of green wheels from American Honda. In partnership with their FIT EV research program, the City of Torrance, along with Google and Stanford University, have been taking notes and providing feedback about the all-electric vehicle. Our particular study of Honda FIT EV includes the charging infrastructure development. We are making a strong effort to build public awareness about electric vehicles, as well as promote sustainable community initiatives. Enterprise Rent-A-Car has added electric vehicles to their fleet of rentals and implemented a discount program that rewarded customers who drive in with an electric vehicle. Our 2 new auto dealerships, DCH Toyota and Pacific Audi, as noted earlier, the former Ball property currently being redeveloped, along with Toyota's headquarters, are LEED certified, which means that the campuses will be environmentally smart inside and out. Our businesses are literally leading Torrance toward a greener community. We are preparing for our future and encouraging everyone to follow the footsteps of our city's trailblazers so that Torrance can one day become the epicenter of American green technology. Our citizens have joined in too, enthusiastically in participating in our soon-to-be citywide green recycling program. It sounds odd, but I'm receiving fan letters from citizens when they receive their new green waste containers. They're pretty excited. Speaking of education, 2008, the city, the Torrance Unified School District, residents and community organizations worked hard to explain to the community why it was important for them to vote to approve construction bonds X and Z for the upgrades and renovations of our schools. One of the top priorities was to rebuild Hull Middle School. In August, this last year, Hull Middle School reopened as the first brand new school built in the Torrance Unified District in over 40 years. And as a city, we understand TUSD has still some challenges. The state continues to struggle with providing adequate funding or providing TUSD with a predictable stream or revenue to allow them for long-range academic planning. Teachers, staff, and administrators are doing more with less, but still providing excellent education to our youth. In fact, Arnold Elementary School and Carr Elementary School are recognized this year as a California Distinguished Schools. And a more important fact, and I could tell you honestly, any city around us, I don't want to name them, but a lot of us know them in the room. One very more important fact, the high school graduation rate is 98%. Unbelievable. I think, Dean, you and I got to find those 10 kids and get them to graduate. That's incredible. You know, that it actually doubles some of the districts around us, believe it or not. So the school district is truly doing their job to educate our kids with less. We continue to be supporters of our school in partnership in programs such as Student and Government Day, the Youth Development Program, and Junior Leadership. These students are our future leaders, and they will write the upcoming chapters. So what can we expect in our next chapter? For those of you who have heard me speak before, you know that I like to use a quote or two. One of the quotes that I like to use is from President John F. Kennedy. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. The city has actively dedicated itself over the past 6 years to find a site and rebuild its former transit center. It's spent 3 years working with Metro to ensure that the Green Line continues to Torrance at some point in the future. Through relentless focus of our staff and our council, Torrance will soon have a transit center along the Metro-owned railway. We have commenced the master planning and design of the Torrance Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal, located at 465 Crenshaw Boulevard, on approximately 5 acres of land. As noted earlier, the site is located adjacent to and directly has access to the Metro-owned rail line. The regional terminal will act as a hub for local and regional connectivity for the Torrance Transit Center, the Metro, Beach Cities Transit, Gardena Transit, and the Park and Ride LAX. Design started in February, and the regional terminal is scheduled to open in July 2014. In our commitment to sustainability, it is targeted to be a green facility with a proposed gold LEED certification in support of the environment and our air quality. Okay, for my second quote. It is by a well-known philosopher. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Torrance is a resilient city. In celebrating our centennial, we are looking back and appreciating our history. What obstacles we have encountered and what adversity we've overcome to continue the progress to move forward but learn from the past. As I end my comments today, I encourage all of you to move forward in a way that inspires people. Whether it's a friend, a family member, or business partner, or co-worker, it is in your actions that drive the city towards success. In my third quote, in my last, from John Quincy Adams, he stated, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, then you are a leader." The city of Torrance is filled with active participating citizens and leaders, and a lot of you are in this room. From the past and the present, they've helped shape this balanced city. Mr. Torrance and those founding citizens 100 years ago had a vision for this great city. Citizens and leaders have built upon this vision. Our balanced city of today is truly a business-friendly, world-class city. We now step into our second century with great expectations for the Torrance to come. As our centennial logo says, looking back and moving forward. I want to thank you all for listening today.